Most people think decision-making happens in the brain, that logic, reason, and data drive the best choices. But then, something strange happens. You're faced with two options. One makes sense on paper. It's safe, logical, the numbers check out. But something inside doesn't sit right. Your stomach tightens, you feel uneasy. Even if your brain says yes, your body says no. And sometimes, it's the opposite. The logical choice seems risky, but your gut lights up with clarity. You feel a deep, intuitive yes, no explanation, just knowing. We've all had that moment. And yet, we're taught to ignore it. Let me tell you a quick story. A woman I met had a job that looked perfect on paper. Great salary, benefits, prestige. But every morning she felt sick to her stomach.
I just feel like my body's rejecting it.
At first, she thought it was stress, until she quit. The very next day, her nausea vanished. It wasn't her nerves, it was her gut screaming for alignment. That's when she started learning what she'd been ignoring. The gut is more than a digestive organ. It's a second brain, and it knows things before your mind does. What if your best decisions, your greatest clarity, was never in your brain to begin with? What if the intelligence you've been searching for is already inside you, at the center of your body? In ancient Japan, they called it the hara, your true core. In yogic systems, it's the solar plexus, fire of purpose. In spiritual circles today, we call it the second brain. Modern science has another name for it, the enteric nervous system. It's real, it's powerful, and it might be the missing link between your body, your clarity, and your intuition. Most people think of the gut as nothing more than a digestion machine, but science and ancient traditions are revealing something far more powerful. Your gut may be your second brain, and it might be the true source of clarity, calm, and even inner guidance. Inside your gut lives a vast network of neurons, over 100 million in fact. That's more than your spinal cord. This is your enteric nervous system, and it communicates with your brain every moment of every day through the gut-brain axis. This axis isn't just a metaphor, it's a literal highway of information that runs along the vagus nerve, one of the longest nerves in your body. Messages travel in both directions, but what's most surprising is this. Up to 90% of the information flows from your gut to your brain, not the other way around. That means your gut is constantly influencing your thoughts, your mood, and even your decisions. Ever felt a pit in your stomach before bad news arrived? Or butterflies before a big opportunity? That's not imagination. That's your gut processing information and speaking to you in the only language it knows, sensation. It turns out the gut produces over 90% of the body's serotonin and at least half of its dopamine, two of the most important chemicals for mood and focus. So when your gut is out of balance, your thoughts can become scattered, your emotions unpredictable, your energy sluggish. And that's just the beginning. Inflammation in the gut can lead to foggy thinking, anxiety, and even depression. But when the gut is calm, clean, and nourished, it sends signals of clarity, safety, and stability to the rest of your system. This helps your brain regulate better. It helps your body stay out of survival mode. And it helps your intuition cut through the noise. Ancient traditions always knew this. Chinese medicine speaks of the dantian, the energy center just below the navel, as the seat of vitality and wisdom. Japanese martial artists speak of the hara, where true balance and movement originate. Yogis breathe into the belly to connect with their prana, their life force. Indigenous cultures refer to the gut as the center of truth. It's only now that modern science is catching up to these insights. The gut doesn't just digest food, it digests experience. It's your emotional antenna, your sensory guide, your energetic filter. And when you learn to read it, when you listen instead of override, it becomes one of your greatest tools for navigating life. This is why trusting your gut isn't just a cliche. It's a biological truth. But you can't trust it unless you take care of it. And that's what we'll explore in the next section, how to reconnect, recalibrate, and rebuild that trust. So your decisions are clearer, your energy more stable, and your life more aligned. Because sometimes your gut knows long before your brain can catch up. You don't need to become a monk to start hearing your gut speak, but you do need to quiet the noise and give your second brain the attention it deserves. Rebuilding this connection isn't complicated. It's about simple, consistent steps that reset your internal compass. Start with your breath, not the shallow kind that stays in your chest, but deep belly breathing. Place your hand just below your navel and breathe in slowly. Feel your belly expand, then gently exhale and feel it fall. This activates your vagus nerve, an essential link in the gut-brain axis, and signals to your nervous system that it's safe to relax. Just 60 seconds of this kind of breath each day can begin rewiring your stress response and re-establishing clarity from within. Then, look at what you're feeding your gut. Every bite you take sends information to your body. Processed foods and sugar tend to cause inflammation and chaos, while fermented foods and herbs like ginger, turmeric, and mint nourish and calm the microbiome, the living ecosystem in your gut that heavily influences mood, clarity, and even emotional resilience. You don't have to overhaul your entire diet overnight. Just begin by adding one gut-supporting element each day. Let food be an ally in rebalancing your internal environment. Stillness is another powerful tool. Even just a few quiet minutes per day, without distractions, without stimulation, gives your gut-brain axis the space to realign. In that space, your intuition begins to speak. It's subtle, not loud or dramatic. It shows up as a quiet knowing, a feeling of being gently pulled in the right direction. And over time, it gets stronger. The more you listen, the more you trust. If you're not sure where to begin, download our free guide. These quick calming practices are designed to help you reset your nervous system, sharpen your intuitive senses, and restore gut clarity without needing hours of your day. You can grab it now. The link is pinned in the comments. Because sometimes the answers you're searching for aren't out there. They're already inside you. You just have to trust the voice that's been speaking all along.